All right. Let's check this video out. So, every 12 minutes to maximize earnings potentials and stuff like that, there will be every 12 minutes an ad. It may not show up for everybody. It's supposed to be randomized. It all depends on when people enter the stream. I also have a goal set up um, for every 30 minutes. I'm going to put up a goal for starting at 10 super chats. Um, and then every once in a while, we'll do 5 super chats every 30 minutes as well. That is going to be where the person who donates the most will get a shout out on the channel. And if you have any social medias or anything like that, let me know, and I will give you my Instagram or X or Facebook, um, or even TikTok or Snapchat for you to share with me what all of your social medias are. I've got my donut, um, cinnamon toast crunch latte, and blue snow cone naturally flavored bum energy today. And what I'm wearing on my hat that says "Be Better" as the paid promotion part of this stream. Um, and that is w.gg. Definitely go check them out. Use the code in all capital letters, clouds with a Z, the pod, all one word, all capital letters at checkout, at every checkout if you want to get 10% off your purchase. And if there's a nationwide sale going on, you can add that promo code onto the sale. All right. So, and it doesn't just have to be liberals that ask me questions, and you don't have to use the Q&A box for it. If you don't want to, you can use the chat. It can be others as well. my phone right here. Please make sure to share the stream, um, like it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and hit that bell for all notifications. Let's see here. Share. Let me go share it to my stuff. Okay. Share again. Facebook. Post. Come on, Facebook. We'll let you know when your posts are ready. No, you don't have to. I'm getting out of there. Um, Instagram. Let's share this to some people on Instagram. If you're already in here and I sent it to you, I apologize ahead of time. You know, I'm gonna share with the people who have issues with my standpoints. I think it's worth it. Definitely fucking worth it. Let's see here. I don't know if that person will join or not. I'm not gonna send it to that one because I know that person probably already stalks my shit. Don't be afraid to talk to me, guys. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Not a question, but I want to make a statement. I'm here as an ally, not only to Clouds, but to follow in what CK stood for and believes in, or believed in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate Cryptic. Thank you. You are going to get ads, guys. I don't know who's going to get ads first, but people are going to get ads every 12 minutes. Not everybody all at once, though. It depends on when you join the stream. I think it starts to clock from there, from when you join or from when YouTube notices that you joined. You know what? I forgot. Go ahead and ask your questions in the comments or in the question section. I gotta go grab something. Let's see. Let's see if there's any questions in the Q&A area. Nope. You guys can put it in the live chat or in the Q&A area. Sorry. I don't know if it like cuts my head off or anything there. It's my worry. Like when I go up here. Oh, so it's just normal. What the fuck am I doing, bro? It's just a little fucking shaded area right here. It's very weird. All right. Anything at all. Anything you guys would like me to put my viewpoints on. You don't even have to ask questions. You can like make a statement of things that you want to know what my thoughts are. Like, hey, what are your thoughts about this? This isn't going to work without without fans or even haters giving some insight. What does that mean? Share screen. Huh? Interesting. Okey-doke. I don't think any of my moderators are in here, are they? Why can I not scroll upwards? Oh, it's only been you so far. Well, that's lame. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm I'm gonna start like editing these in YouTube Studio. That way, there's like not a huge like cut cut time. What are your thoughts about gun violence? Do you? Oh, it's a two part. Okay. Do you believe that it is the operator or the gun itself, as these liberals and Democrats think? um. Uh. Okay. So, on your first question, what are your thoughts about gun violence? I I think like any normal human being, anybody who has a conscience of any sort, of any type, would tell you that gun violence in general is not needed. I mean, for example, I know it's a two-part question. I'll get to your second part after I explain myself here with some context. Like Charlie did, but everybody doesn't care about that apparently. Um, so that's why I have issues with these like haters and trolls online. Um, when you troll me and stuff, that's not what makes me mad. What makes me mad is what you people think how you think with certain things like for example, you got these gangs out there that may or may not have social media, right? But even if they do, right? Let's say that there's gang members out there who actually do have social media. You don't see them repping themselves all over social media. You know why? Because cops look for affiliates of any kind of gangs, cartels, anything like that, no matter what it is. Cops can tell by tattoos that these gang members have. Gang members are, in a way, privately public, where they are publicly accessible to see online, social medias and stuff, but they don't start like putting hashtags and all this shit and trying to act gangster. Like they already know they are, but they don't rep themselves like crazy for the whole world to see because that's just stupid. These wannabe ones who put all these like 20 fucking different hashtags in their posts, like hashtag blood, hashtag for life, five life. That shit. That's not just gang stuff, but that's where it derives from. We'll get maybe if somebody asks that question later on, what I think about people with hashtags. Like I got some shit to say about that too. But like, you don't see any real gang members trying to destroy themselves on social media with all the stupid shit, throwing gang signs up consistently. I know of one gang member that's on there who I don't know if he's still my former female best friend's um, friend at all, has any relation to her anymore at all. But I do know that sometimes he pops in my streams, whether on here or on Instagram, and I know that I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not even gonna say his gang name because I have respect for him. I really do. He's a real one. We don't talk, but I remember him very well. I know that he doesn't sit there. He doesn't have 100 fucking posts. He has a couple of posts, and he's not throwing up gang signs in all of them. He's not trying to be like, "Oh, I'm in a gang and shit." And like he has like two or three posts, and most of them are just pictures of himself alone in his room or something, or I mean, and this guy actually does represent a gang. but he doesn't go out fucking crazy on in the internet. And the reason that I put this as my context, I know that was a lot for you guys to take in there. All right, that should be better. I know that was a lot for y'all to take in there, but the reason that I put that as my context is because I believe that these fake people on the internet that pretend to be part of something that they're not cause a lot of not just internet drama, but a lot of people on the internet who deal and struggle with mental illness to want to do bad things like commit violent crimes, especially with gun violence. I believe that social media is a huge leading area of gun violence. You see these rappers, even independent rappers. I know an independent rapper. I've talked to him. Um, I'm not gonna say his name either, but almost 95% of this man's posts, and this isn't me targeting you if you hear this or see this. This is just me making an example and giving context behind what I'm talking about here. 95% of this man's posts has some kind of weapon in it. Usually, it's a pistol, and usually he's pointing it straight at the camera, where you can literally see down the barrel. It's just a lot of crazy stuff, and he's like, "I never do anything. I get banned by Instagram, or I have to make a new account." In the past month, he's had to make like another two extra accounts. Not extra, but he's had to make two new accounts in the past month because he's gone suspended on the other ones or banned on the other ones, and then he goes right back to doing the same thing. And I'm with me finding religion lately and everything and spirituality and myself, the one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna fucking get on his ass, but that's why. Um, as much as we hate the Democrats and everything and these social media platform censorship, that's one thing as a hard right Republican. That is, I know this is controversial, but that is one thing that I would do too. I'd ban you. I'm all for everybody having weapons in homes if they're not like violent criminals, um, or anything like crazy like that, if they got it the right way. But posting this shit, it looks like an act of violence. At the end of the day, to anybody on either side, I believe that looks like an act of violence. I just don't say much about it. I just let these people try to figure it out on their own, which they barely ever do. So social media is definitely a huge leading cause of gun violence. Obviously, I don't support gun violence. If you didn't get that from my whole spiel there for the past 10 minutes of my life. For your second part of the question, do you believe that it and you go pay $100,000 for one of those fucking things? And also, in order for a Sentry gun to work to operate correctly, it's not like you see in video games. From what I've heard from a family member of mine who used to be in the military, when they put those things down, they have to have a remote to configure it. Not just that, they have to set where they want it to go. If it malfunctions, then guess what? They have to manually operate that thing with that remote. So either way you slice it, it's the operator of the weapon. Just like the guy who shot Charlie Kirk. Um, he's the one who pulled the trigger. You think something that high power just went off by itself? Now I understand, if the Democrats were to, like, sit there and say, "Well, when they dropped the gun went off," that does happen. I understand that, okay? That's operator error, though. That doesn't mean the gun did it itself. The operator still made an error, a mistake, and dropped the weapon, and it went off because they didn't have the safety on or whatever it might be. So, like just said a minute ago, either way you slice it, it's the operator, not the weapon itself. If there were ever a chance for you to talk on a stand and be a major ally for Trump, what is one major issue you would bring up? Oh. See, I don't have much of an issue with Trump. Um, Now, if this doesn't happen soon, we got the files from Epstein. I know, guys. I know I'm trying to probably pitching an airball on this one, but look, nobody gives a shit about the files. Those have flight logs in them. Cool. I don't give a fuck. But my issue is right now we are if I were to go on a stand today and announce an issue that I have with his administration currently, and it's nothing against the administration because I voted for this man and I still believe he's doing the right thing. But the one thing that I have concerns about is you release the files, which doesn't give us anything except for court cases, all against Epstein. But none of those have court cases against who was with him at that time. And now we're proposing to allow the victims to come out with their own client list. From last I checked, and in some of those files, it talks about these victims being drugged. Now they will know Epstein, they'll know Jeffrey because he's the one who committed the crime. But how are they going to know which of those people at the party were involved in drugging these girls or were involved in doing sales on these women on this island? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it is the smartest idea for us to allow the victims from a decade or two ago, from a couple decades ago, when all these people were younger, to come up with their own client list. Because what if one of them is a liberal? Like they're all grown up now. What if one of these victims is a liberal and she decides, this victim decides to pinpoint Trump or pinpoint Elon or pinpoint, God forbid, Vance, who we really all didn't know before now, but they can do that because it's Democratic Party, right? What if they're influenced to pinpoint people that weren't even there and aren't on the actual client list? That's my one issue. That is a major issue right now that I think, because then we don't look any better than what the Democrats did when Joe Biden wouldn't hold his son accountable for having drugs in the White House or for embezzling money. Like it doesn't help us. I was talking about a major issue happening in the United States, not with Trump or the administration. That is a major issue in the United States. It's not just Trump and the administration. That's been an issue. Epstein's been an issue. But if I were to get on the stand, I'd have to make it relatable to his administration. I wouldn't just say something in the United States if his administration, unless his administration isn't taking care of it, which they're taking care of a majority of things that I know of, that I have knowledge of, including Epstein. But they're leaving out a major factor of Epstein and allowing the victims to come up with their own client list, which I don't, I don't think that's, in my opinion, I don't feel that's right, because it could be another several years before we get this fucking client list now. And that involves all of America, not just the administration. Oh, I know that I miscomprehended what you were saying in the beginning. My bad. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. I'm just, like I said, I give context where it needs to be, and I understand that you were a little confused. That's why I said, like, I know I brought up the administration, but anything that administration's taking care of right now are all major things that are happening also in America right now. And that's my point. Because they're taking care of things that I never even heard of before, and they made, you know, executive orders on things that I never even knew were a thing. Within his first 100 days, he had like what, 30 something executive orders signed immediately. Like, I mean, that's kind of crazy, bro. Please share this stream, because YouTube's currently censoring me. About 30 seconds ago, my viewer count is at 0, and I know that's not true because if I were to look at analytics right now, it would say a different number. So YouTube is currently censoring me from hitting any algorithm. So please share this, get more people in here. Last night it told me that there were only 7 people. I ended the stream, there were over 100 fucking people on that 3rd stream. Actually, there was exactly 111 when I ended the stream. So, YouTube is currently, is censoring me big time right now. Who is messaging me? Good stuff. Well, then join. I don't understand half of you on the internet. 16 minutes ago, Dino followed me again. If you're watching me on Instagram, hey Dino, if you're watching me right now on here and anybody knows about the situation, fuck you. You libtard. She was spewing fucking hate rhetoric. She since deleted the stories because I guess there was some lashback, not just from me, but she since deleted the stories. But I have people in here. Actually, I have one of my moderating managers in here who literally like texted me earlier and said, like, I seen your story. She took down hers since you said something about it. But I got it all before she could. So stop following me. Stop trying to follow me. I made it very, very abundantly clear we are not friends. I cannot be friends with somebody who spews hate on this man's life. I refuse to be. Get rid of my number, block me on everything or something. I'm too nice of a person to just block somebody, but your hatred for another human being that was a symbol to this country and to this world even, when you don't have full context and all you can say is a nasty person because he said this and that. When I ask for context, you can't give it to me. You are a messed up individual and need help. I blocked somebody else earlier today because he came into my live stream and he couldn't give me an answer to what the fuck a woman was. And the fucking trans people in my stream were able to give him the fucking answer and he left. So, stop following me, please. I don't want your follow. Because when people follow me on Instagram where I'm monetized, it gives me a little bit of money with all your views and stuff. I don't want you following me. I don't want your dirty fucking shit in my stuff. And I just removed you as a follower again. And I'll keep doing that. At some point I'll just restrict your access and then I'll get to blocking you because I'm giving you multiple chances. Just leave me alone. Jesus fucking Christ, these liberals, dude. I'm telling you, I didn't know this person that is my co-label owner's friend. I didn't. Sorry, fiance, not friend. My bad. I didn't know that she was a big time liberal like that. I had no fucking clue. Um, until yesterday when I saw the hate rhetoric posted on her shit, and that's when I told her we can't be friends. There's no coming back from that. There's no forgiveness I can give you about that. I'll pray for you, but I can't forgive something like that, and I never will. Don't come back. Leave me alone. There's an executive order Trump signed today or the day before that declaring that there will be consequences for desecrating the American, which is what I stand for. Desecrating the American flag. He signed that a while ago. Yeah, guys, he signed that a while ago. Hold on. Stop. How many more times do I have to tell you people stop believing everything you see online, on social media, or on these news outlets? Do your research. Do your research, guys. I'm not saying this to be a jerk. I know it's coming off that way, but I'm really like I'm kind of upset with some of you, because some of you are real fucking OGs, man, in my community, and you just refuse to stop looking at the fucking bullshit. August 25th is when he signed the executive order to not that there would be punishment for desecrating the American flag. I just found out about it today. See, that's different. That's very different than saying he signed it a day or 2 ago. You know what I mean? Guys, there is a goal that is posted up, by the way. Let's see. Guys, you don't have to use the Q&A area. You can use the live chat to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. Seriously. If you want my stance on something, just ask it. Somebody, one of my fans just posted on TikTok. If I, sorry, not on TikTok, on Snapchat stories. If I were to make my own energy drink, who would buy it? $2.50 a can. You wouldn't be able to sell that, my friend. Nobody's gonna trust an energy drink that is $2.50. Those should be way more pricier than a normal soda. Like a small soda can should be between $1 and $3. Energy drinks should be between, I think with tax, it's like between 3 and $5 because there's a lot more work to put into it, man. If you make a soda and you put it out there that is $2.50, I'm not even gonna trust that you have the correct ingredients inside of that energy drink, bro. I'm gonna be straight fucking forward with you. I ain't gonna trust that shit. Now, if that's with like a coupon or like a deal at the stores, sure. But regular pricing without any cuts, no, I ain't trusting that shit, bro. Hmm. All right, guys, ask questions or ask what my stance is on certain things. Don't be scared. This will only work. This stream will only build. Oh, sorry. This stream will only build and will only work. This whole idea if you guys actually ask questions or ask what my stances are on certain subjects. I am literally inviting people to ask questions. And so far, I've only had a Republican ask me two, three question or two-part questions, which is okay. But I really want the people to come in that aren't going to agree with everything I say. I don't agree with how it's only me asking and talking. Share it, bro. Share it to every social media platform you have. Have your wife share it if she can, if she's still awake. Um, all of you guys in here, share it. Share it with people you think would hate me. I don't care. I invite that. I actually encourage that because it will make it a lot more easier to have debates with people that wouldn't agree with my viewpoints than it does with people who do, which I respect the people who do, but it makes it so much better. And because of the point, then you can see a Republican and a liberal coming to terms on something, or even if they still leave not liking each other's views, it's a calm way to go about it. I'm not Charlie, and I understand that. But he gave us all the opportunity to have a voice by doing what he did, and I'm gonna be one of the ones who's gonna do something. I'm gonna do it here on live stream platforms, on social media, and the reason I'm doing it on there is because that's where a lot of our issues tend to fucking rise up on. What are your thoughts on abortions? Hold on, we're gonna go live on both Instagram. I promise I'm gonna get to that question. Okay. Brand it. Nah, fuck it. Let's not brand it. It's okay. All right. Give me a second here. If I need to use my spider, I will. We're using you. I'm so sorry. We are using you. All right. YouTube, say hi to Instagram. Say hello to Instagram, YouTube, and Instagram. Say hi to YouTube. All right. We've already asked a few questions, Instagram, but we're getting down to some more. Um, and not everybody is a liberal that's asking. Actually, so far the questions I've been asked and what I agree upon and don't agree upon have been asked by other Republicans. So, what are your thoughts on abortions? Um, I don't agree with them. I'm in the same standing point that Charlie Kirk is, or was and is. I still say is. Um, you have so many options. Well, not so many, but you have options. And that even goes for rape babies. Um, just because you got somebody who attacked you and got you pregnant doesn't mean that another innocent life should suffer from that. Doesn't mean you should get rid of what's growing inside of you. You can do surrogacy, you can do foster care, you can do an adoption network if you don't want the kid. And if you decide that you don't want either of those three, then keep the kid. I the thing is that you've got options on the table there, 4 viable options. If you can't afford the kid, you've got 3 viable options. There's no reason to take that life away. What was the most everybody's saying hi Instagram, everybody's saying hi to you. Um, what was the most inspiring thing about Charlie? I think it was his perspective on things, how he wasn't always completely political, but he would mix the politics in with religion and spirituality too. And I think that made him a way better man. I think his debates were very well natured. When people say he raised his voice at people, it wasn't that. It's just that people were talking over him. I do the same shit, bro. When y'all fucking spew off, even in the chat section, when y'all spew off of me, I get a little fucking irritated. I'm like, let me finish. I don't give a fuck that you're typing. It doesn't matter if you're on screen or off screen, bro. Like, let me fucking finish my thought, you know? So, uh, I think the best part about him was the spirituality, the religion mixed with the political insight inside of him. And not even just that, he would debate about things that weren't even political or religious half the time. Like there's a lot of times if you look at his, he'll debate about sports teams, bro, or food and beverages. Like he would literally debate about anything. Tell me one Democrat you can sit down with as a Republican, one Democrat you can sit down with and that you can have a disagreement with and them not want to stop talking to you. Tell me one that won't get extremely mad at you because you disagree with their viewpoint and that would hold like a political conference or would do a tour and debate people. I mean, if you look at it as a whole, like he wasn't a bad person. There's these people putting out this rhetoric, hate on his name and on his family, saying that he was a neo-Nazi. Where the fuck do you get this shit from? There's people like me who have studied what he's done, who have literally drilled information that he's given others, and at from time to time, me like just advice to where and the emails you send in, he'd read them all and he would respond to. That's the best part about this man. He would respond to your emails immediately. He was more of an email than he was social media guy. But I don't know, man. I don't see these people who spread these false narratives as very good people. I pray that they get better. That's all. He perpetuated the great replacement theory frequently. That is, in essence, neo-Nazism. Okay, is something so I'm glad you're bringing it up, but is something that is in essence, is that the same as is? You know what I mean? Because those are 2 different things. You know that, right? Do you know that? Okay, so define for me what is the great replacement theory? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me what the great replacement theory is?